Greetings, friends, from Swedenborg Chapel. I've been a little bit silent since my first couple of new Church Jubilee Year missives, since our first gathering on March 20th in this new Church Jubilee Year. I've been silent because I've been depressed. Depression's not new to me. It's something that I've struggled with my whole life, so I haven't been surprised by it. But for anyone who's struggled with depression, you know that even if it doesn't come as a surprise, it certainly doesn't come as a joyful offering. It's never fun. And this latest episode of depression, following right after this grand declaration of hope and faith in the new church and the future of the new church and the possibilities that exist in the new church, has come as a real knife in the heart. But all that being said, I will say, what will I say? I will say that it's still, again, not a surprise. Darkness follows light. There are cycles to things. And probably putting myself out there and declaring such a hopeful statement was inevitably going to be followed by an invitation back within to the darkness. The truth is, I really believe that as my faith grows, as I come to really know God beyond just believing in God, as I come to see more of the possibility of what the new church can be in the world, that is almost inevitably followed by another ability, which is the ability to see the truth of God, and then the truth of all that is not God. The truth of all of the ways that we have built this great society that isn't really so great. I look back at my life and my childhood in the 80s and all of the things and the stuff and the fun, and I love all of that stuff. I love TV, I love music, I love clothes, I love the things you get to consume in this world. But as I've grown, as I've learned, as I've met more people and I've gone more places, I see how unevenly distributed all of that abundance is. I see where, while my children fight over which thing they're going to get and when they're going to get it and how quickly, other children have no options at all, even to get their most basic needs met. Don't have the ability to live safely. Don't have the ability to live in a home where there is peace, in a country where there is peace. Don't have food or shelter. Don't have respect and love. We have exploded these last few hundred years. We have truly, the world has just exploded since Swedenborg's first vision and beyond, and earlier than that. This is only really, 4 generations, 5, not that many. 300 years. What is that in the cycle of our Earth's history? It is a blip. And yet we have managed in this small blip to create amazing things and to nearly destroy ourselves at the same time. There's a lot of reasons to be depressed. There's a lot of iniquity. There's a lot of injustice. There's a lot of pain. And while there are these conditions that we call depression and mental illness, and they are real, and we are finding ways to treat them and to help people in those situations, we also really have no idea what causes them. And I can't help but believe that on some part, what is causing all of this mental ill health is an illness throughout our world, where we're not knitted together in the way we need to be, where we're not given the basics: love, respect, community, acceptance, food, shelter. Some of us are blessed with those things, but so many others are not. And it is our faith that we are all connected, that everything is connected. So how can I not be depressed even when my own needs are met, when so many others are not? We are sharing this world. We are sharing this earth. We are sharing this experience of life. And we have our priorities really, really, really messed up in a lot of places. And there are no easy or quick solutions, it seems. I guess what I want to share in this second missive of this new Church Jubilee year is that the journey to a new church, the journey to a new world, is not going to be a linear launch, direct, clear, smooth sailing. That all of the institutions that exist in this world are probably going to have to change. That all of us are going to have to change. That a lot of what we have created and built up is going to break down. That the journey to get to a new world is going to require us to face the world that exists as it is now. And that is going to require a true willingness to sit with our own pain, to sit with one another. And probably many of us are going to get depressed along the way. So I would just share with you that if you're feeling depressed, if you're struggling on this path and you don't see a clear way forward for there to be a new world or a new church, just know you are not alone. That there's something in depression, there's something in it that maybe actually has a little bit for us. I sometimes feel like when I'm depressed, I just wish there was someone who could just give me a quiet room to lay in, bring me some soup, a nice book, help me to feel safe and safe enough until it passes, because I know that it will. Depression passes just like the seasons. So many of the experiences of our life pass if we can just ride through them. And that's why we need each other so much, because we need each other to step in when we need to step out, and vice versa. We need to knit this community back together. And I'm a knitter and I don't have the pattern. I don't know what it's going to take, but I do, even in the midst of my own experiences of depression. I have not lost faith. I have not lost faith that God is trying to keep knitting us together, and that there is a way forward. Everything is not lost. Everything is not awful. There is still much goodness in the world. There's also a lot of detritus in the way, a lot of messed up beliefs and ideas, a lot of paperwork, a lot of red tape, a lot of fear that keeps us separated. I'm committed to working through that fear. I'm committed to facing my own sadness and depression. I'm committed to waiting it out and waiting to see what's coming next. And I think that's probably going to all be a part of walking towards this new church, this new way of being that I just know will be vital. It'll be vital for all of us, if any of us are to make it. Blessings, friends.